everyone, Christy Arnett here for another edition of the Poker Buzz. Today we're going to talk to Dennis Phillips, who went deep for the second year in a row in the World Series of Poker main event. He was recently featured at the TV table on ESPN. We've got him on the phone. Hi Dennis, how are you?
I'm doing great.
Did you get to see your episode on ESPN this Tuesday?
I saw a portion of it. The same day I was doing the radio show, and I just got back from London. But I did get to see part of it, and I've had several people call me on it.
Absolutely. So, getting to the final table last year and going so deep this year, what was the difference? I mean, everybody recognizes you, of course, this year. Was it harder or easier for you to play?
This year was actually harder, especially on like day one and day two. Everybody knew me. I wasn't flying under the radar at all. Mm-hmm. The camera crews were around the whole time. It seemed as though everybody wanted to play a hand with me simply to get on the camera. So it was difficult the first day or two.
Mm-hmm. What do you think has been the key to your success to go deep both years? Have you worked on your tournament game this entire year, since you've gotten a lot of opportunities since making the final table?
Oh, absolutely. I think you hit it right there. By going deep last year, it gave me an opportunity to go around the world, to play a lot of different tournaments, to play against some of the best in the world a number of times. And your game is either going to improve or you're going to find out real quick that you've got a problem. And I've done fairly well in other tournaments. My game is definitely much better now than it was last year. It has definitely stepped up a notch.
Cool. One hand I wanted to ask you about, there's been a lot of talk about the hand that you played against Ty Tran when you had ace-5 of spades and he had ace-4 of hearts. Now, when he raised, it seemed like he was a very active player. Is that why you called in position with the ace-5?
Absolutely. He was a little more aggressive at the table. I knew I had position on him. Depending on what the flop was, I thought I could steal a pot at that time, actually.
Okay. Now, when the flop came ace-2-3 and he checked to you, what's kind of going through your mind and your decision to go ahead and make that bet into him?
Well, actually, at that stage, I didn't think he had the ace, and I thought I could actually trap him, that he'd make a bet. He was an aggressive player. He's a good player. That's just his style. And I wanted to get a little more money in the pot. I thought I had the best hand the whole time. When he actually showed an ace, you could see a little bit of a shock because he didn't play it like he had an ace.
Right. You know, the only hand that you can beat or that your kicker is playing against that can beat is the ace-4. Everybody was shocked at the table because the pot wasn't very big for having such, well, kind of a cooler hand.
Yeah, absolutely. We both were, but we were deep in the tournament. I think we had a little mutual respect on it. We weren't trying to go nuts out there. Mm-hmm. But I think either one of us could have stolen it from the other one with being a little more aggressive.
Right. Now, there's also been talk about what it means to be world champion or an ambassador of poker, and there was some discussion about the absence of Peter Eastgate, at least here in the United States. I mean, obviously, he's not from here, and you kind of really stepped up as an ambassador for poker. Was that important to you, or has it just been the results of the attention that you've gotten? Was that in your mind? Have you tried to really step up and do that, or is it just Dennis Phillips, just that's the way you are and you're just that nice guy who's always just playing poker?
Well, I think that was a lot of it to begin with. I really didn't set out to be some ambassador or anything. But it opened so many doors for me. It enabled me to get involved with a number of the charities and to raise funds there. It seemed like nobody else at the final table last year wanted that role. Mm-hmm. So just kind of by default, I got thrown into it. And I don't mind it. Mm-hmm. I like the game of poker. I love talking about it. I love promoting it because I think it's such a great game. It's so much fun. Mm-hmm. Every time you sit at a table, you have a chance to make 8 or 9 new friends. My gosh.
Absolutely. Now, you also got to speak with the November Nine just after the final table. What kind of advice did you give them about what they were to expect in the next few months? Well,
I tried to tell them what my experiences were during that time, that You have a little bit of a lull right afterwards, but then it just starts building momentum, and by the time you go back here in November, it just gets very, very hectic. To use that first 4 or 6 weeks to get everything in order, to talk to your friends, to try to figure out what you're going to do in November, and go back and talk to a lawyer, to talk to an accountant, just basic stuff like that. And then I gave him my phone number. I said, if any of you guys got questions for the next 3 months, feel free to give me a call. I'll try to help you through it. And I've had talks with 5 of them now since then. They've had questions or something.
That's incredible. And you've been such a great representative for the game of poker, and it's always a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you so much, Dennis.
Oh, I enjoy it. Anytime. Give me a call anytime.